Right, gentlemen. So something has been brought to our attention. It's something that we should be prepared for, or rather, I guess you could start having fun guessing what's going to be accepted. What am I talking about? Well, as we can see here on TGG's Discord, he's brought up that on the September 8th Rustle rotation, Complete the Sets is returning. And if you aren't fully aware of that, well, let's just quickly elaborate and show you what happened last year. So for all you skin creators out there, no skins will be due because of course he's just going to be grabbing some skins from older collections. Now I'm not sure if the creators push their old skins towards him or he goes and picks them out himself. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm talking in regards to is he providing a collection that week, or is Face Punch just going to be going ahead and picking them out? Because remember, TGG doesn't actually work for Face Punch, but I'm not sure if he still has to make a list. We shall see. Anyway, let's just quickly show you here for 2021, and this actually went on for 2 weeks. So if you recall, this whole week had skins that were part of fairly popular collections but weren't accepted before. So for example, even though this was on September 9, 2021, when did this come out? When did this come out? When did this come out? When did this AK come out? So we'll take a look at the dates, and this came out like 8 months earlier in early 2021. And then this came out like a month? No, that was like 2 weeks earlier, so that's fairly recent. So that's odd. So some can be fairly old and some can be quite recent still. But this one, this one came out like 2.5 years earlier. This came out in May 2019. And of course, we over here, another early 2021 skin. So, quite a lot of these skins, they could be early or they could be a lot more older. There's a bit of variety depending on, well, how far back will they be picked from. But this is the fun of it because we technically don't really know. Now, here's the thing. You might be sitting there and thinking, well, what's going to be accepted? I don't know. It's a guessing game. And I can provide you possibly a list of potential things. So throughout this year, we made quite a fuss about the Glister collection. Why? Well, scroll down and we'll see that we've had all of the armor pieces, the clothing, but not the tier 3. We are still missing a core piece to complete this collection, which, you know, it happens sometimes, and the creator of the set didn't make a version 2 yet. I don't know. Maybe he will if it doesn't get accepted for the complete the sets, but this potentially is a candidate. And theoretically speaking, yes, it would complete the set, haha, or at least the core pieces. So this is something we should point out to you. This doesn't necessarily mean that all of these skins helped complete a set, but rather it just added more to it, or more to them. So it's the name implies it's going to help complete them, but it didn't necessarily 100% mean that. I mean, it's not like a Thompson skin's going to help complete a collection, is there? But we do get armor pieces in a variety, and we did get more of a storage collection, as you can see right here, the supply containers. So anyway, this would be a very nice candidate, these two, the tier 3. Now, of course, we also saw the likes of the toy collection. This was a very nice set that slowly rolled out earlier this year, but it is missing a very noticeable piece, the hoodie and the pants. So it's another situation where we just need one more core piece, and then suddenly it's now fully complete, all the main core pieces. So as an investor, I'm interested in this because I actually own a lot of the armor still. If this suddenly gets accepted, yeah, spike potential is going to be happening. So randomly, there might be a collection that gets a core piece added to it, or maybe there might be a couple of them. They get core pieces added to them, and suddenly all the other pieces jump up in price because, you know, the reactionary nature of the Rust economy. So this is something fun to keep an eye out for. Something that I'm sure a lot of you might randomly make a ton of profit from, because if you're like me, you already own a ton of the pieces. You're just hoping that one day maybe there might be a version 2 or a complete the sets that comes along and helps complete those sets that you're already invested into. So what we also might see is some, you know, deployables as well. Let's not forget them. And, you know, Outer Planets has been very successful, but there's still pieces that were missing, pieces that were never accepted, like the Outer Planets rug, the satchel charge, There was a version 2 of the rug. We have a double wooden door version 2, and more recently we never got to see the fridge being accepted. Now I was fairly confident that might have been appearing for the wipe day on August, but that didn't happen, did it? Unfortunate, but it could appear. It could appear for complete the sets. And the special thing about this, we haven't had a fridge skin for over 2 years. So that would be nice. That would be a great investment. You know what? We've seen it already with the likes of Outer Planets Locker, where randomly we just get a special item that is in demand and does get used a lot, randomly getting skins again. So this is very nice to look forward to. So when we saw this Outer Planets Locker, that sold over 30,000 sales. It went insane. We were all happy. Everybody was happy. Suddenly we had a cheaper option to have a skin for a locker that everybody pretty much uses. In bigger bases, smaller bases, it's just super easy to use. So for something that had a lot of demand in-game, now had a cheap option, because what basically happened was with this as well, there was a 2-year gap. So the last locker skin that had come out was Toxic Locker, and for 2 years we had not had a locker skin. Lo and behold, this finally appears. But in all of that time, all of the cheap locker skins got bought out and they all became very expensive. And then finally, this appears, and then everybody had a cheap option to grab a hold of and use in game. So something like that would be very nice for everybody involved. So you got things like that, and of course the one thing that has been mystifying me for such a long time: why was clove storage never accepted? I don't have an answer. I don't know why. So if you don't understand this mystery, well, this came out a month ago. We showed it off in the Saturday skin showcases. As you can see, everything else was accepted, but like 2 weeks ago and last week as well, Helk passed on word through TGG to say to Lodi that we don't want to see any more pieces. Wrap up the one you're currently on, and then let's stop. We want to have individual skins coming in for storages. That last one they pushed was going to be electric. So electrical is in now. We can have a real quick look at that. This is very likely going to be the one that's accepted this week, which mystifies me, because why was clove storage never accepted? I cannot understand why you wouldn't have it. Now, one guy turned around and said, well, maybe it's because they would rather have people using lockers, and that kind of makes sense, but we still had an armor storage, you know? It doesn't fully make a ton of sense to me. But what if they were saving it for complete the sets? Oh, and as I said, we did see a storage here. And last year, complete the sets was 2 weeks. So do we see another storage in this week? Nope. Oh, we do, yeah, but that was an individual. It's Outer Planets. Maybe we'll see more Outer Planets this time. So, yeah, like, there's some great potential to see some armor pieces for sets that really do need it, or clothing. Maybe we'll actually see a hammer skin. We have not had a hammer skin for about, we're definitely 6-7 months now. 6 or 7 months we have not had a hammer skin. We haven't had a rock skin for about 7 months. Yes, it's been that long. It's been super confusing as to why certain items just aren't getting skins at the moment. Maybe it's because the creators feel like it's safer to go for the things that keep usually being accepted. Like, we already have LR300s, tons of them. We already have tons and tons of AK-47s. But I like what I see here. Thompson skins. Oh yeah, they're great. I love Thompson skins. So I'm not biased, am I? Here's hoping that Nightwatch Thompson gets accepted at some point. But yeah. It would be nice to see some things that have not had skins for a long time getting skins. So I'm talking the hammer, the rock. You know what? Why not see some burlap clothing? We haven't had that for a long time. It's been a year. Like the disco clothing. Yeah, the disco burlap clothing was probably the last burlap clothing we ever had. So I would rather this week be dedicated to obviously completing some sets that really would benefit from it. I would like to see some obscure things finally getting a skin again. And can we just please have this? Clothes storage, let me just reiterate, it was one of the four main storages that I thought were going to have the most demand and sell greatly. So I'm talking, what was it? Guns, Dropbox, armor, clothing. Those tend to be the four main ones that would sell, that would have more demand and sell better. And I'm mystified why this wasn't accepted. But it would make sense if it does appear for complete the set. So, yeah, yeah. This year it's only expected to go on for 1 week. TGG never mentioned if it was going to happen for 2 weeks, so it looks like it's just going to be 1 week this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have at least 10 skins, maybe more. So keep your eyes out. Maybe keep an eye on what's on the workshop. You know, there's some interesting things potentially, but you're probably better off looking at the workshop from about a few months ago, maybe a year ago. So, what random skin from the past that was never accepted would you like to see? That's something you could start talking about. So, that's Complete the Sets. It's happening September 8th, Rust or Rotation. So, be prepared and look forward to it.